Hey, welcome to today's podcast, another one created by yours truly.
Hey, it's going out. Obi's the one sending it out.
I didn't hear any complaints yesterday.
Everybody said it was fine.
Seemed to be okay.
As far as we know. Or they were just too kind to say anything. Normally, the person who does our podcast, sends it out to everything is on vacation. So Obi's going to be doing that through next week.
Well, hopefully it continues to work today. Today we talk about Taco Bell.
Yep.
And our continued march towards a world without it. Thank goodness.
As they whittle away every item off the menu.
The one villain Batman can't seem to overcome. Nikki and Mulan. Jeff wants to know about the cruise. Dr. Dre and how we kind of want to marry him and then immediately divorce him.
But be married long enough to receive this sort of settlement or what this amount of money she's requesting. One
word, Nikki. Prenup.
Prenup. Even with that. Oh, my gosh.
Let's see. Godfather 3, Mario Galaxy, CTC, and Jeep. So there's other stuff, but you'll just get to find it when you get in there.
Hopefully you enjoyed the podcast. A reminder, I always like to hear from you guys, especially over the weekend. So if you listen to the podcast, say hello by texting us, 877-2-RADIO-U. It is a help if you put your name and that you're a podcast listener, and then we'll see that when we check our messages.
Okay.
Enjoy the weekend. We do not have a podcast on Monday for the holiday, but we'll be back on Tuesday.
Yes, we will. So you guys have a great whatever this is you're listening to.
Bye.
Bye.
Radio U, The Riot.
Happy Mulan Day, Nikki.
Yes. Guess who spent $30 already this morning?
Wow.
Well, I didn't want to forget, and I thought, well, maybe while I get ready, I'd have a chance to watch 5 minutes of it.
And?
I didn't have a chance to watch 5 minutes. I did not give myself enough Mulan morning time.
So I am a little curious. What are you doing today? I'm definitely getting some Mulan morning time.
That's right. Well, at least I have the business part done because I bought it already, so I could just watch it later.
So here's the part I would like to know. Did you get, what was the business end of it like? You log into Disney Plus.
Yeah, I just opened the app, and then it says, hey, you have to be a Disney Plus person already.
Okay.
And it's a one-time payment of the $29 whatever.
And then it just bills whatever you have on record?
Yeah, it just goes through your store, so, it's fine.
And?
That was it. And then you hear this, if you're an iPhone, ding.
Yeah.
When it's done and downloaded and fine.
Okay. And so then today's a Big Friday Mulan weekend.
Yeah. Big Mulan weekend.
Big Mulan weekend.
I hope it's good.
Have you been reading reviews?
No, I haven't seen anything.
You know what? I have seen, no shocker here, but kind of both extremes. I've seen some people that think it's just a bold, brave new take.
And then others are mad it's not, it does steer away a bit from the traditional Mulan story.
Yes. I do appreciate this one. Mulan reviewer says the new Mulan is somber and humorless.
That's what I'm looking for.
Maybe she didn't smile enough for him.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
Well, that's a swipe of the reviewer. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I know that going into it, though. So I think if you did not understand that, you could maybe be disappointed it's a bit more intense of a style.
Right.
I'm okay with that, so.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm going to wait till December, but I'm curious. So
I'm not paying extra for it.
Yeah, I'll just let you watch it over and over again, and then eventually I'll get mine.
Hey, we can FaceTime or, hang out or something, and I'll just play it for you over it.
This is The Riot with Obadiah and Nikki.
I don't know if you're paying attention to all of the different universities around the nation as we're seeing COVID numbers increase. I was looking, I don't have numbers on it, but I looked yesterday for what was going on in Ohio, a state that's supposed to be leading the way, Nikki. Their largest increases are people in the 18 to 24-year-old bracket.
Because they're just coming back to classes.
That's the speculation.
Or to Bernie classes.
So I'm actually looking at the University of Illinois, and they were the ones that everyone was like, oh, you know what, those kids, they're going to get it. They're going to be so successful. They've got such a big future ahead of them.
Wait, so you mean they're going to get it as in they're going to get COVID, or they're going to get it and follow the steps to stop, hopefully, an increase in numbers?
That was a poor choice of words for me.
I can't tell what you mean.
How about those kids are going to do it? They're going to succeed. Where others have failed, they're going to be out there.
Try to curb the increase.
Their future is bright.
Yeah.
It's not... it's not as bright as it was.
It's not the worst.
It's not the worst, it's not the best. They have one of the largest COVID-19 testing programs in the nation.
Oh, at the school?
Yes. All students, faculty, and staff get tested twice a week.
Really? The nose one?
No, spit test.
Oh, okay, that's better.
It's pretty good. It's not as good.
Well,
but it's pretty good.
If you had to do the other one twice a week, that'd be terrible.
Oh, I'd just drop out. I would. I'm just like, you know what?
Sir, your reasoning for dropping out? I don't want to do the test anymore.
The nose thing twice a week? I don't think so.
Well, it's just not as practical, and I think it's a lot. So, okay, they do the spit one.
Yes, they're doing the spit one, but they are still seeing a significant outbreak, and I love this. There was an email that was sent out to students yesterday, might have been Wednesday, and here's what it says, Nikki. The irresponsible actions of a small number of students have created the very real possibility of ending an in-person semester for all of us. We stay together or we go home. It comes down to these next 2 weeks. It's up to you.
That's it. We're going to lose it. We're going to lose the opportunity.
So here's what they say, that they basically put all undergraduates in a state of quarantine. Like, you can go to class, you can get food, but other than that, they want you to stay in your dorm and or apartment or whatever.
Smart. I think that's smart. I mean, we just can't. For some, it was just the excitement of finally being back out somewhere, and maybe just went too many places. So you got to stay in, which is hard.
It is hard.
But it's worth it.
You know what, though? Like, honestly, I can take a nap right now.
I know. I don't mind 2 weeks of staying in. And
if you said to me, you're like, you got to stay home today, I'd be like, okay.
Okay, I'll do it.
I will.
Not the nose test again, but I'll do this.
Can I sleep while I'm there? I can. Okay.
Well, I've just been seeing on TikTok everybody's quarantine food things for all their colleges.
Yeah.
Like the meal programs that deliver the meals to them.
Yeah.
And how they're pretty bad.
I don't have any doubts about that.
But for this, they're at least still able to go out to go to classes. So maybe they're allowed to do something else with food.
Swing by McD's on your way home.
Something, have it delivered. Something like that.
This is The Riot on Radio U.
Did you hear about what's happening on The Batman right now?
I did. So for The Batman, which is supposed to come out, is it next year in October?
Never, but go ahead.
Well, we saw that amazing trailer, which came out not too long ago, and it looks so good. You're like, oh, the movie must be done. It's not. It took a really long break during COVID stuff.
It did.
So they just started going back to filming.
And they're done.
And now they're done filming for a quarantine amount of time.
So, Nikki, there's one foe the Batman has been unable to conquer.
I'm surprised they said it was him.
Well, at first they didn't. Yesterday, earlier in the day, they were like, oh, there's a
crew member.
There's a crew member on the set of The Batman that has forced us to shut down filming. So we've got to go into quarantine, et cetera, et cetera. That crew member is Batman himself.
Robert Pattinson.
The Batman.
I actually wondered if they kept it quiet, and then the Rock stuff became really well known, how he and his whole family had it. And
what, you think they were like,
maybe they were like,
free publicity?
No, not necessarily publicity, but just it was a little less of a fear of telling that he was the one.
The stigma?
Yeah, the stigma with it. But I mean, they should be honest if that's the case. Maybe there's others that caused it too.
You know what? If he has it, he's the star.
Yeah.
How many people interact with the star? A lot.
Everybody's going to get tested, I'm sure.
That's rough.
Yeah. So they closed down filming, and there's no news on like when it might resume.
Right.
But yeah, they're still not done filming the movie.
They say still 3 months worth of filming to do.
Oh, that much? Wow.
According to what I'm reading here, this is in Variety, and they were the ones to break the story.
And again, when I watched that trailer, I really liked the Batman trailer, and it really does seem like the movie's all done, but it's not.
Well, the scenes they showed you are done.
Yeah, it seemed like a cohesive enough amount of stuff to make a movie, but if they're saying there's still about 3 months left of filming.
Of principal photography. That's like just getting everybody on set. That doesn't even count all of the stuff they have to do after.
Yeah, once that's all done, and then the fixes at the end.
Right.
So I don't know if October seems realistic, but we'll see. I'm sure they're rushing it.
Nah.
You don't think so anymore? No. You think that'll be pushed back?
I think we'll, like, the Batman coming in 2022.
Yeah, that might feel a little better.
It's going to happen.
We'll see. So that was the news yesterday.
Yep, it was. So, you know what? All jokes aside, I hope he recovers quickly and well.
Absolutely, and nothing else happens on the set.
Obadiah, Nikki, the Riot.
And I'll tell you what, I have not been doing very well at getting into the gym. I'm just not.
Like, but you still have your membership?
Or? I do.
Okay.
Last week, I managed to get in twice. Was really not feeling well during workout number 2, so I didn't finish it. And this week, I haven't gone at all.
Yay.
Just great.
Well, I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to.
I do want to.
If you don't need to or if you don't make it.
I need to. Like, if I don't really get in the gym and work out, 1, mental health, 2, my clothes really are getting tighter. Like, I have got...
And we're going into the season where we normally gain weight anyways for winter weight. So you got to lose some to get into that.
It's bad, man.
But you like working out at the gym far better than you like working out at home.
I do. So this is actually some great advice. And it's something that believe it or not, I'm actually, when I go to the gym, following. And that is that if you've got a limited amount of time that you can get into the gym, what you want to do when you get in there is do complex moves, like lifts. And so that would be, say, doing squats. You do squats because it engages a lot of muscles. So a lot of times when you get on, say, like a machine, some kind of a weightlifting machine, it isolates muscles. So it's only going to work one muscle group and nothing else. And the idea behind doing a squat is that, hey, if you're doing it right, it basically engages your entire lower body and your core. So much of your body is getting a workout from one move.
Yeah.
Other things they included on that list were pull-ups, the bench press, and rowing machine intervals.
So they're saying you got to make it worth it while you're there for a shorter amount of time.
And then while you're at home, since, you've got lots of time at home, but not so much time in the gym, that's where you do things like curls, planks, push-ups, and get some running in around your neighborhood. So
if you're working out, you might work out a little at the gym and then you finish it up at home, but you're lessening your time that you spend at the gym.
Yeah. So their other advice is that, let's say that you're a cardio person and you like to, most people probably do some, but you like to do a lot. They say high intensity interval training, HIIT, that you've seen would be better. So you would, you do a hard 30 seconds and a not so hard 45 seconds or whatever, and you rotate through that, whether you do it on the bike, the rower, or whatever. So that's all. It's all solid advice.
Just interesting stuff. Lisa just sent a text to her gym today. She's working out outside.
My gym today, and yes, I'm doing
Looks like
some
a nice
squats.
day to work out outside. Just doing some squats.
Hey, good for you. That's nice. My gym today is, it's a little softer than that.
Hey, it's a holiday weekend, all right?
Is.
So you shouldn't really think about starting or going back until Tuesday.
It's a good call.
So this is your weekend time.
No, yeah. It's already the weekend. This is just volunteer work I'm doing right now.
You don't want to start anything right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Riot Radio U.
Something I don't do very often is head over to Metacritic. Metacritic is a place where they gather everybody's stuff together, and then they assign them an aggregate score. So it's an average of all these other things. But there's a couple things out today that I'm curious about. You got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Hey, that's finally out.
Yes. Now, the Metacritic is only at 88, but several of the game reviewers that I kind of follow regularly to get their take on stuff, they love it.
They do. There's been a bit of resurgence in skateboarding for Tony Hawk.
Right. And I'll just tell you, never really played a Tony Hawk game. But the absolutely stellar reviews that it's been getting has made me interested, yes. Now, I mean, of course, for it to not be in the 90s, you got a couple of people out there that aren't taking on it too much, but overall it looks pretty good. Now, the other one that I'm looking at, The Avengers.
We're looking at you.
So right now, it's Metacritic, 76 from critics, 5.9 from users.
I'm sorry, what? 5.9%?
Yeah, from users.
So they're not liking it at all.
It's lower. So some people are pumped about it. Some people...
And it's hard, too, because we're lacking some impressive games recently. And so to this seems like they would offer it as like, oh, here's your, blockbuster, bigger sort of impressive game that you really would enjoy. But it doesn't match up with people actually liking it.
Yeah. It ended up launching early, like a lot of Xbox and PS4 people had it early, and reviews from it's been mixed. Like, I've seen some people that just absolutely love it, and then some people that don't. So
they're doing the opposite.
I've been trying to convince my friend Brandon to buy it so he could tell me what he thinks.
Oh, yeah. Is that your critic?
Yeah. So, like, Brandon, you tell me what you think of it. And
you spend the money first, and then let me get some info after.
I'm sorry. Is that wrong?
No, that's not wrong. If he was going to buy it anyways.
I think he is.
Might as well wait then to find his response.
Might as well see what Brandon has to say about it, right? And then, if he gives it the clear, the heads up, it'd be a maybe.
Well, if anybody else plays it this weekend, text and let Obi know so that he can put together his own score.
Right.
To help decide if he wants to spend money on the Avengers game.
Well, that or Tony Hawk.
Oh, yeah, that one too.
If you play that, I'd love to hear what you guys think about that.
The Riot with Obadiah and Nikki on Radio U.
Taco Bell is cutting even more items from their menu.
The menu. So you're coming off of a month or so of them removing, I think they mentioned like 12 items. Basically anything with the potatoes.
Yes.
And a few other items. They're no longer doing shredded chicken, but you can still get like regular chicken.
Well, like, is that right away?
That one I think is pretty much right away.
I will say that was something that I would get there. They're like $1 or $1.50, like they're shredded chicken quesadillas. They're little.
Yeah, the little mini ones.
Yeah, those are gone.
Well, anything we ate seemed to be off the menu.
The other thing, and the big one that a lot of people are upset about, is Mexican pizza. Off the menu.
So that is a new one that just retired from its menu. So again, they've been overhauling it for the last couple of months, but now this one is gone.
And they're saying, hey guys, listen, the Mexican pizza thing, it was really about an environmental concern. We're so concerned about the amount of waste that the Mexican pizza creates. And
well, they were saying
I feel you on that, Taco Bell.
Am I getting this right? The paperboard that was used with making it and serving it and stuff is what they're saying was the packaging was too much for them, and that's why it's been canceled.
I'm sure that it's that. I'm sure their concern over the environment nearly overwhelms them.
That they can't anymore.
And after years of wringing their hands, they finally decided we have got to do something about this Mexican pizza.
So they removed their pico de gallo. It'll now just be chopped tomatoes, like just a normal one. Shredded chicken is off, but they'll still do a grilled chicken. And they're announcing, what else did they actually add, though? They're testing, no, it's not testing, but nationwide they're doing a dragon fruit freeze. Mm-hmm. So that starts there, and they're doing a $1 chicken chipotle melt, which maybe is a little bit like what you were saying.
Maybe.
That goes until November 5th.
A chicken chipotle melt.
Yeah, that could work. A little dragon fruit on the side.
You know what? Sure, whatever.
But no pizza, because the pizza's off the menu.
The one thing I'll say that my reaction is, as Taco Bell continues to remove things from the menu, that really means that we're getting closer and closer to our end goal, which is end Taco Bell.
End Taco Bell?
Because as they continue to remove things from the menu, if they just keep going, eventually there won't be a menu. and at long last, our national nightmare will be over.
Well, because of COVID, Taco Bell, McDonald's, and so many other fast food places really are paring down their menus.
Yeah.
So you're actually seeing then what sells well for these companies. And if you're like, well, how could they remove all these things from Taco Bell? They must not have been selling well.
Yeah.
Or just too expensive because, taking all the potatoes off the menu, that must have not been an item they felt was worth spending the money and having it a part of it.
Sorry, all of you Mexican potato fans.
You're just
Mexican
not getting
pizza
it.
fans.
That's a no anymore.
Just wasn't, there weren't enough of you.
Well, and remember, then we mentioned Taco Bell, which is owned by the same company as KFC. And remember, KFC, they changed their potato wedges to just a normal fry. And the potato wedges were like, wait, potato wedges, a lot like the Taco Bell stuff. So they don't want to spend the money on the extra ones. Fries are one thing. That's a normal shape.
My thing is like, mess with the KFC menu all you want. But like,
you don't care?
Leave. Wait, did I say it right? Mess with the Taco Bell one all you want.
Okay.
Leave KFC alone.
That's the one that you care about?
I mean, it's also really bad, but I forgot to choose. I'm going to KFC.
That's the one you'd go with.
Yeah.
The Riot's all-new Safe for Little Ears guarantee. If you have little ears, we won't make fun of them. I mean, come on, it's your ears. You just have a big head. Radio U.
We were talking earlier this morning about the fact that The Batman filming has stopped because Robert Pattinson has COVID.
Yeah.
The Batman has COVID-19.
They had just started filming again because it had been on a really long break during quarantine time, but now they have to stop again.
I didn't even bring this up, but do you know what else happens on the 19th?
What else happens on the 19th?
Batman Day.
Oh, it's coming up.
Do you think it's like a
COVID-19,
September 19?
I don't think
Batman
there's any
Day,
connection.
Robert Pattinson,
No.
Batman,
Nope,
COVID,
there's no
Batman,
connection.
19 September Day,
It's
Batman
just unfortunate.
Day.
Nope, no
You
connection.
don't think it's connected?
I don't think it is, but you're right. I forgot Batman Day is coming up.
Well, I'll tell you, Nikki, they say that even though he is down, they are going to go ahead and continue filming anything and everything they can that does not involve him.
Oh, really? I would think the whole crew and stuff would have to be out for a while, but maybe not.
Well, Nikki, some things are more important than potential
Safety measures.
safety issues. I mean, right now, we're all safe until we're not safe.
Sure.
And then when we're not safe, we'll stop being safe, and then we won't be safe. But until then, we're safe.
Maybe they'll let people back on and work if they get a negative test.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm sure that's the case. But, Nikki, what if it, how long does it take to show up? Like, for example, if I, Rob and I were hanging out in the Batcave.
Sure.
And he weirdly sneezed in my open mouth. I was yawning. He was sneezing.
It was unfortunate, but an accident.
It happened. How long does it take for me to get a positive test after that sneeze in my mouth?
I don't know. I'm not sure the numbers. I still think they just encourage you to quarantine no matter what.
Oh, okay. Unless you're working on the Batman.
Well, then again, no, they're stopping him.
No. But I mean, everybody else around him.
Yeah, it's the inconsistencies, I think, that are making it a little rough for everybody to figure out what to do and what. In Hollywood, some things are back, but then other things you cannot do. Some things lead to maybe more of the spread of the virus. I don't know. It's tough to know what to do.
Well, I just wanted to say that you and I had said that the Batman probably won't come out next year. I want to go ahead and revise that and say that it'll be like December next year. Because
you think they'll push it?
If we're going ahead and we're throwing caution to the wind and risking the lives of the rest of the cast and crew, I'm sure we can get this thing done.
No, the Batman is still supposed to be out in October. They haven't said anything based on him, having COVID and having to wait on his filming stuff, if that'll push the movie back even more.
Well, we'll see. But they're working now. Round the clock, says this memo.
No way. Really?
Well,
around the clock?
I think around the clock might be something you just say.
They said they have about 3 months left. Around the clock of 3 months.
What do they mean, around the time of 3 months, probably.
The Riot. Because going outside is overrated. Radio U.
You can text us anytime, and that includes the middle of the night, whatever. Some people, it's It's hard for me to remember this sometimes, but some people just listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
Like, they don't listen to the show. They just listen to the podcast.
Well, they don't listen with the music like you guys experience. But it's funny. They also don't listen in order sometimes, or they're just behind and they're catching up, or they just pick older episodes. So the randomness of sometimes the text message that we get is sometimes shocking.
I still enjoy them, though.
Yeah.
So remember, you can text us right now. You can even call, or you can, say 3 months from now when you're listening to the podcast, text then as well.
I know. It's not like Josh is going to hear this for a few months, but I'll text him back a response anyways.
Josh says, "You're going on a cruise? Have you lost your mind?"
It's all in caps. No. So Josh is in Virginia. He's a podcast listener, and he says, obviously really behind on listening. Josh, that was from several months ago that Obi announced that he's going on his first cruise.
I still don't know if that's like one of the dumbest things I've ever done or what, because it was...
It's not until January, though, so who knows?
Who knows? And it was so cheap for a cruise. I mean, it wasn't free, but I have a friend...
Is there a reason why?
It's like this. I have a friend whose sister works as a travel agent, and she was like, hey... I've got, like, here's this cruise, here's whatever. Do you guys want it? And we were like, you know what? Let's just do it. Like, let's just book it. Like, if it gets canceled or whatever, you know what? We'll get our money back, or we'll just put it towards a cruise, like, next year or something. And
did you book airline as well to get there, or are you just doing that later?
Yeah, no, I did that. Like, I used miles to book an airline ticket, and it's the same thing. Like, I bought the insurance on it or whatever. So if I end up not going, like if our cruise would get canceled, then I can activate the travel insurance and...
Activate the travel insurance? That sounds a bit like a superhero.
A commercial or something.
I don't know.
I don't know
superhero-like.
how else to say it, but it's out there.
But, he booked that several months ago when... We were more hopeful when things would not last as long, and cruises were like, please, will you promise to come back on our boats next year? So I think they were offering some good deals.
Booked that cruise back in May.
Oh, that long ago, yeah.
Yeah, you remember 1,000 years ago in May? And that was when everybody was like, you know what, the summer sun's going to burn this thing all out. And everybody was feeling hopeful. And remember this? Movie theaters are going to be open Memorial Day weekend when I booked this cruise.
That's right. Long time ago.
I mean, like, the list goes on and on and on of all the things that were going to happen and how much things have changed since then.
So, again, his cruise is not till January.
No, it's not. I'm also flying to Oregon in November.
Forget about that one.
I'm doing it.
You're just going to do it?
Like, unless... there is some just mass insanity that takes place, I'm just going. And some of you are just like, ah! Well, whatever.
You can be safe with it. You just have to make sure, is it one of the travel areas you need to take another break when you return back from? But Oregon seems fine.
There aren't any of those anymore.
No more?
No. Remember, the CDC was like, they removed their quarantine.
All of them?
Yeah. Now, your state might make some recommendations, but on a national level, you know, they've removed those recommendations.
Big travel paid to remove that?
Big travel paid for all of this.
And cruises included.
Come on.
Well, Josh, thanks for texting. You need to catch up. You're a bit behind on our podcast. He's a little behind,
but you know what, Nikki, careful. Don't be judgy.
He's got a lot of ground to cover, but you just listen to a couple of podcasts every day. Just really try to amp up how much you're listening to it.
Just get caught up.
You'll be caught up in no time.
The Riot is listener supported. Yeah, we can't believe they've lasted this long either. Radio U.
Nikki, I am looking here on Mental Floss. They have got a list of 25 things that people in the past thought that they would see in the future, like how the world would change.
Oh, like at this time we should have been in flying cars?
Yeah. You know what's number one on the list?
Flying cars.
They're not listed in order, but, the first thing right here is we wouldn't drink coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would they have said that?
Because we wouldn't poison ourselves like that.
Oh, I thought back then they would have thought coffee would have been, like, perfect, like not realizing there maybe was some harmful effects to it.
Sure. Let's see. They said that they thought we'd be able to make it rain. Which,
That's interesting.
We kind of can, but doesn't mean the same thing as maybe it did then.
Are we talking like
Make
Money-wise, are we talking like cloud-wise?
That's the kind of rain we can make. Though I'll tell you, for me, it's more of a drizzle than it is like a storm.
It's a trickle.
Yeah, you know.
Light showers.
We work for a nonprofit, okay? We'd be able to eliminate hurricanes. So that we would have built the technology that would be able to change
the weather.
Yeah. Let's see. We would ride fish for sport. So larger fish, we would like.
Ooh, who thought that back in the day?
I don't know. You know what? After reading 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, I can see.
Oh, maybe the fascination back then.
Well, there was just an idea of, in a lot of ways, they didn't understand underwater the way we do now. And so the other thing is they thought we'd have, massive underwater cities.
By saying older, like what year do they say? Like the 1800s, or like what year were they thinking all this stuff?
They were thinking, say, like after like 2030.
2030.
Basically. So, I mean, technically we're not there yet. Frederick Edwin Smith, he was a friend of Winston Churchill. He wrote a book that some of these come from called The World in 2030. And he thought that I love this. We would only have 3 sets of clothing.
He thought that?
Yeah.
Why?
Wouldn't that be awesome? You'd have a set.
You totally can.
You'd have a set for work, a set for play, and like a formal set of clothes, and then that's all you'd have, because we wouldn't see the point in all the
other stuff
fashion.
With it. Well, actually, that's something that they say is a better way of living than maybe we realize.
Yeah. The 1893 World's Fair in Chicago said that by now we would have moving sidewalks everywhere. This idea of us walking on a sidewalk, come on.
Fooled you guys. We don't even walk anywhere.
Yeah.
Why do we even need the moving sidewalk?
So a few other ones. Let's see. This was in 1788. A friend of Benjamin Franklin thought that by now we would be living to be over 900 years old.
Whoa. Where'd they come up with that one?
I guess
these are weird.
We'd get healthy enough, and then finally we would have something to dust our houses. There would be no dusting.
Cleaning. We wouldn't have to do that.
No.
Well, bring that on.
So I mean, like, there are like some cool stuff now, like not this kind of cool stuff, but some cool stuff.
This is it. They thought we'd have personal airplanes. There'd be water in the Sahara Desert. These are all really interesting.
So
no more state lines, they thought.
Well, states are so, 19th century.
This person predicted that by the 1990s, we would have gotten rid of state lines.
And how about this one? That the entire eastern seaboard would be one mega city.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of futurists are just obsessed with the fact that there'll be no room left on the earth. Man, you guys need to take a road trip. We're not running out of room.
We got plenty.
There's so much room.
So those were some of the things that they thought would have been like our reality.
The future. And instead we're like, man, I got a phone.
It's a nice one.
But let's not take away from the phone. It's an impressive thing. It is.
At this point, they could really do the show in their sleep. And honestly, it would probably sound better that way. The Riot. Radio U.
If anybody wants to talk about power supplies for computers this morning, I'd love to talk about it.
Let's keep that off air, though, if you guys want to call in and talk with him about it.
Why?
Well, wait, what are you buying, though? Why are you looking for a new power source or supply?
Well, Nikki, I spent some time last night on the Digital Foundry YouTube channel. Everybody should be watching that.
I don't know if everybody is.
Why not?
Well, not everybody is into computer stuff.
Nikki,
and that's not even normal computer stuff. That's like, when you're building a machine and...
I watched last night their video comparing the current NVIDIA 2080 Ti.
I knew the NVIDIA stuff's a part of this.
And they were comparing it to the new 3080. And they're on Digital Foundry, right there on YouTube. They're showing performance increases, sometimes in excess of 80%.
80%? Your computer could be 80% enhanced from what you already have?
80% more graphics is. Wow!
Josh wants to know what's your wattage of choice.
Right now, I only have 600, and I don't know if 600 is going to be enough for the 3080. And I know I'm not going to get a 3080 when it launches September 17th, even though I would like to say to everybody that my birthday's a couple of days later. So, I mean, would anybody be willing to let me go to the front of the line for my birthday?
Hey, you want a...
it's my birthday, guys.
You want a graphics card, gift card? Can we get you that?
Yeah, I mean, it's only a few $100s. No big deal. I mean, if you could just get me to the front of the line,
do you remember what we talked about yesterday during the show?
I don't. You know what? I don't remember anything.
You don't remember anything?
No.
Do you remember how we talked about how maybe you should get off these forums and that you were not going to get the new graphics card and you needed to take a step back and not feel the pressure to get this stuff? Your computer's fine.
Nikki,
So what's the change now we're back?
I didn't get on Reddit last night. I just checked YouTube. What are my recommended videos on YouTube? Just a little something to take Reddit's place. And there was Digital Foundry right in my YouTube recommendation saying, Obadiah, come and see the performance increases.
Well, I just felt like yesterday you had a tone with how you wanted to stop feeling the pressure on getting this new graphics card. And today we're back. We're back in it.
Things changed last night. Last night, I was just like, you know what? I give up.
It's Friday, too. You shouldn't care on Friday. It's a holiday weekend. If you want to dream, go ahead.
I give up. You win.
No, that'd be if you placed an order for it.
You can't.
You can't pre-order anything?
No.
Oh.
I don't think they're even doing pre-orders. So
the graphics cards that Obi's referencing recently, when do they come out?
September 17th. And
you got to wait for them, or you just buy them online then?
There will be, for example, if there's a Micro Center near you, and I'll tell you, online Micro Center is like a legend.
Is it?
Oh yeah,
guys are funny.
But I mean, like, there's no chance
that you'll get it.
No chance. It'll be.
What is that?
No. I'm not even being a downer. I'm just telling you, if you thought that getting
the new phone ordered if you had to order it online was hard.
It's nothing.
Really?
No, it's
Why
nothing
can't you just
compared
get up
to this.
earlier? Just not go to sleep that night.
Well, Nikki, I'll tell you why. Have you heard of Radio U's fall fundraiser?
It's during that time. We're up anyways.
No. It's not going to work out, and you know what? That's okay. I'll be lucky to have my hands on one by December.
Really?
Honestly.
Wow, they really don't put them in stock then.
It would be easier to go buy like a new PlayStation or new Xbox this fall than to get these cards because, man, it is for people. You guys, look, I am nerdy, but you don't even know. You don't know what's out there. You can't comprehend just how deep the rabbit hole goes.
And he likes to look into the hole and see what's down there.
It's an abyss, and when you stare into it, it stares back at you.
Oh, well,
it's fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
We're back to looking at it today.
I just needed a minute.
I just want to make sure that I know what we're doing. Are we allowed to look at the stuff, or are we not doing that today?
I should stop, but I'm not.
Are we sure the riot is essential? I'm not convinced. The Riot with Obadiah and Nikki on Radio U.
But I want to marry Dr. Dre and divorce him. And then I want to get spousal support from Dr. Dre.
So,
oh, my God!
We don't normally talk about stuff like this, but we both saw this article from yesterday, and the amount of money that's being requested for spousal support is astronomical. That it's like, wow, you can ask for that. Doesn't mean she'll get it, but whoa, it's a lot of money.
Wow. Nikki and I seem to encounter that headline around the same time, and we're both like, what?
What do we have to do to get that every month?
$2 million a month
is what she's requesting for spousal support. I don't know, do they have kids or something, or how long have they been married?
Okay, that's like Duggar kids, like 19,000 kids and counting. That's what $2 million a month is.
How could you even afford $2 million a month in just the spousal support?
That just goes to show you, Nikki, that, and every once in a while I think about this. I'm like, man, if I save up my money, I might be able to get that Avengers game. Well, let's wait until it goes on sale. Wouldn't want to spend too much, And there are people that are living, and to be clear, there are people that might look at me and be like, man, I wish I had extra money to put away for that.
We're all at different levels.
Everybody's at different levels, but I'll tell you what, I'm not at $2 million a month on the side.
Now, I doubt someone would get that much for spousal support.
No, but the thing is you ask for $2 million and then you settle for $1.5 million.
Oh, I don't even know. I mean, $1 million or over $1 million a month, has it ever been done?
I don't.
And why does she say she needs
Hang on.
that?
Let me call my divorce attorney friend.
No, they know. I mean, they
Ow.
they have those rulings and they're usually public. I was just curious, but as far as like this is concerned, why does she say she needs $2 million a month?
I want to live
in that world
just for a year. I want to live on $2 million a month. All right, just $2 million a month. Like, it's not that much.
I know, it's different. That's different.
So I just want $2 million a month to live on, and that way I can take care of my needs. It's amazing. And you know what? Probably has debt to go with it.
Yeah,
that's the other thing that's crazy. Is there's all that money, and they probably have debt.
Sometimes you have to have that much, and you just keep things, like you just shuffle money from one place to another.
Man, I'd be like, look, we're going liquid. We're selling everything. And I would take my $2 million a month, and I mean this. I think I would just live in a nice hotel.
Everything else gets taken care of.
Let everybody take care of everything. I don't need to own nothing. I'll just live there.
Give me a nice monthly rate, and it'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we saw that. So she's requesting $2 million a month.
$2 million.
And it's Dr. Dre.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the guy who, forget about his hip hop career, the Beats by Dre guy.
Oh, that's
the headphones.
why he has so much money. I forgot that's the guy. Because then Apple bought them.
Well, and he's produced a ton of music too. So
I forgot that.
He's done some very high profile things, but he does have big Apple money floating around too.
That's exactly why.
$2 million a month. You know what, Dr. Dre? I don't need that much. If you could just hit me up with like $500,000 a month, that's all.
Well, how long were they together?
I mean, I knew doctors made a lot of money, but daggone.
That's not the same doctor.
It's not the same.
He's a doctor of music.
Oh.
And of headphones.
Oh, she also wants
broke in the same place no matter what you did every time. What?
I can attest to that.
The Riot. No filter ever. Radio U.
Nikki, when somebody you're in a conversation with makes a factual mistake, do you
correct them?
Yeah.
No, you kind of have to read the room first to see. You know, like, will it crush them? Does it do more harm or is it fine?
I had somebody text me last night. They were really excited about something that I just knew
was
wrong.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was just like, hey, that's cool. And I just left it at that.
I find that a lot of people will bring us stories and will try to tell us stories like in person because they know, during the show we tell a lot of stories.
Yeah.
And I found that that's usually the case of where they'll have one of the details wrong. We've already read about the story, so we know that the details are wrong, but I don't feel like it's worth correcting them.
I feel like the closer
it'll hurt them.
The closer my relationship is to the person, the more likely I might be to say like, oh, well, actually,
Yeah.
But I've just gotten to the point now where and I don't even mean this for this. Like I just try to think, when you're in conversation, it's the relationship that's important.
Yeah, but you have to have a nice tone and just gently.
You don't have to correct them. Just let them. Are they having fun? Just let them have fun.
What harm? Is someone currently or?
No, I mean,
what made you bring that up?
I just saw something and, somebody said something to me last night and I was like, I just don't think that's right. And I just had something pop up proving that it was in fact not right. But you know what I did? Just let it go.
Let it go? You're not going to forward them what you found out and tell them like, hey, just to let you know.
Nope. I'm just going to.
Just let it go.
Just let it go. Like no big deal.
We all have to just take a moment before we respond to people.
Okay, that great advice.
Because we're also moving really fast and quick, and especially if you're in radio, like we have a really quick response back sometimes to thing, and we try to be funny with the response back, which ends up just being hurtful.
Sometimes.
Funny to us, but hurtful to everybody else.
Well, I will say, for what it's worth, people that don't live in this pathetic, sad little world that is radio,
realize.
They don't they communicate at a normal speed in normal ways, like a normal person.
Or if you're used to just communicating online in a certain way, especially if it's in person or it is someone closer to you, you just got to slow down before you can respond back. Otherwise, you really are going to hurt people's feelings.
Right. So it comes down to this. 1, radio people are the worst people.
Okay.
2,
check.
2, take a moment and take a breath before you respond in any situation.
That's good.
Check. And 3, sometimes relationship is more important than facts. That's not always true.
But sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is.
Doesn't hurt anybody.
Like if it's about movies or games or books, no. Obviously, if it's about anything political, you should immediately respond in anger.
No. Oh, no, you're not supposed
Check.
to. No, you're not supposed to. That undoes everything we just said.
I don't think so, Nikki. I think you're wrong. In fact, as a matter of fact.
Especially trying to correct someone on a political thing. Don't you dare.
One of your best things to do is to take it online.
No. Uncheck.
Obadiah and Nikki, fueled by donuts, coffee, and TikTok. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
You know, it is the time to re-release things you already have in hopes of making even more money because you can't make anything new.
Mm-hmm. So what are we re-releasing?
You ready? This is kind of weird. It just feels random. The Godfather Part 3.
Uh-huh.
That movie is, I believe, 30 years old. I was reading about it. It is. Now, I've seen all the Godfather movies, and Godfather 3 is terrible.
But terrible in like a...
It's terrible.
Appreciated
and
way.
And it's Sofia Coppola. She ruins the whole movie.
See, I've never seen any of The Godfather, but even I know that one is the one they always say because of her.
She's terrible.
Yeah.
Her dad's the director.
Yeah.
And she's terrible. Like, that's
You keep saying that.
She's a great director, but her performance in that movie... bad.
Mm-hmm.
So
why not re-release it?
So no, what they're doing is they're recutting it. They're going to add.
Did you take her out?
Well, no.
Okay.
No, that wouldn't be a bad choice. I hear
Don't
they're doing
say no to that.
I hear they're doing great things with deepfakes these days.
I could totally put someone else in there.
But I don't think that would actually fix the performance,
Sure,
which is the problem.
I understand.
It's not just the problem though. Like it's the performance, and it's some of the. He should have directed her a little bit better.
Yeah, but it's your daughter. Maybe he had a problem with that.
I know.
Though if you look at
you can see how that would happen.
If you look at a lot of directors, though, and how they treat the people in the roles and the yelling and the abuse that seems to happen, I would see why there wouldn't have been some of that going on then.
Yeah. So they say that they're going to recut it, re-edit it, re-this, re-that, re, and re-release it.
And to theaters? Or
yeah.
Huh?
And they figure since only like 5 people are going to the movies at a time, it's fine.
But I don't think it's getting re-released until, is it December?
Yeah, it's going to be in December.
Why'd they pick Godfather 3? Is it an anniversary? Or
I think it's the 30th anniversary
of that one, or just Godfather?
No, of the third one. Because the other ones were like the 70s. So like they're look at that, 1990.
Oh, for that one?
When The Godfather Part 3 came out. So they're saying that it's going to be a restoration with a new edit, and it will get a re-release and whatever. Because in the meantime, all the new movies, like they were making a new Batman movie, they got to put it on hold because Batman's got COVID-19.
So we're not getting anything else new for a while. Those are all just going to come next year.
We're just going to keep getting... And all right, I know I watch old movies a lot, but even me, this one is just
this
like,
is not
what
one you want.
What are you doing? Re-release something good.
They don't have anything else.
Like, I feel like if we're re-releasing The Godfather Part 3, we're just like, hey, do we have anything?
I'm convinced that Obadiah is a robot who was pre-programmed with every movie or TV show quote locked in and ready to go. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Yesterday they announced the Mario bundle thing, which will come out September 18th.
Yes.
And the only thing I didn't understand is, did you ever look? They were saying like September 18th till March of 2021.
Well, it's sometimes...
Does it go away, or what's the whole thing? Or do they split apart then and you can buy them separately at that point?
I don't know the answer to that.
That was the only odd thing I got from the Nintendo announcements. Basically, it's a bunch of old Mario games that they're going to enhance for the Switch, and then you can finally get them. And that includes Mario Galaxy, which Mario Galaxy 2 is my favorite game of all time. We're getting closer to having that on the Switch.
So the other thing that they announced, did you see that Animal Crossing is going to get new furniture?
Oh my gosh. I've already saw the fall pack now. It's been wonderful.
Well,
There's pine cones. There is. There's pine cones.
Are you excited about the pine cones?
I've just been collecting them. Just pine cones everywhere. And pumpkins at one of the stores. That's great.
Hey, that's kind of nice, actually. Yeah, it says that this Super Mario 3D All-Stars will have a 6-month window of availability. I don't know what it means.
Yeah,
Why?
isn't that weird?
It is weird.
The wording with that, but who knows? It's not like they can take it away, can they?
I mean, they're Nintendo. They can do whatever they want.
By just buying it for a year?
Well, I mean, if you buy it, you'll keep it.
Yeah, sure, but why the March thing?
I have no idea.
So if anybody else learns more about that side of things, let me know, but I'm all in. I'll get it.
Yeah. They also announced, let's see, there's a few other things. Super Mario Brothers 35th gets a pin set, okay. Splatoon 2 gets an anniversary-themed Splatfest in January. And where is it? Super Mario 3D World is coming to the Switch in February of 21. Which that Super Mario 3D World, a lot of people didn't play that. It was on the Wii U because a lot of people didn't get the Wii U.
They still had was it the Wii?
Just the Wii.
Yeah, that thing.
Lots of people didn't buy the Wii U. Super Mario 3D World is a great game. It's great, and you can play 4-player if you want to. But that is an absolutely fantastic Mario game. So it coming to the Switch is a cool thing. If you never got to play it, that's one that would be worth checking out.
Well, who's excited to pay Switch prices on old games? Woo!
Come on.
Yes.
Well, Nikki, re-releases, they're the thing.
It's all we do now.
It's
and
the rage.
We're going to pay full price for that. The Mario bundle thing's like $60. So
yeah, and I'm probably going to end up getting it.
yeah, eventually. Why not?
I may not jump. That feels like a great Christmas present to me, but
If you had a long time, like with some vacation or something, and you didn't want to go anywhere, but you felt like you had to stay at home,
sure,
it'd be nice to keep busy with something like that. Play some old Mario.
The 3D All-Stars features Mario Galaxy, Mario 64, and Super Mario Sunshine. That's out September 18th. Only on the Nintendo Switch. Just in case you were wondering.
You keep hearing what the riot is saying. Now make them listen to you. Text or call 877-2-RADIO-U.
I like things.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like they push me too far. Like, hey, I don't like it that much. So when I tell you that I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to start calling it CTC.
Oh, like the pumpkin spice latte, the PSL short.
Sorry. Too much.
Too much?
No.
They trying to make a thing out of it?
They're trying to make it cool and hip that young people will enjoy. Young people like to use those acronyms. So we're doing that.
So they're CTC?
They
For
wanna
what?
be. Well, I'll tell you what. They're giving away 1 million free boxes of CTC, Nikki.
Which sounds like
PCP.
I know, it sounds like a drug.
A drug?
Where you're like, what do I get a box of?
Come on.
What is this?
It's Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So here's the idea is that you got to go buy it. Then you're going to snip your proof of purchase and a copy of your receipt. And then you post it to them and they get you a rebate.
Oh, so do you just take a picture of the receipt and upload it to them, or?
I think so.
Okay.
If you go to free
Seems like a lot of work.
CTC.com. Oh, yeah. Free CTC. I will tell you that it's only like one per person.
Yeah.
So if you're like, great, I'll load up on my
Oh, you just get that.
CTC.
And the rebate is up to $6.50. So for some reason Cinnamon Toast Crunch goes more expensive at where you're buying it. It's not more than that.
Yeah. Also, it excludes tax. So.
Oh, you don't get that back?
No, just the cost of the box of cereal itself.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch has a really strong fan love. The assistant brand experience manager for Cinnamon Toast Crunch says. So it's an exciting way to thank our fans for making
CTC, Nikki.
one of America's favorite cereals. You know, they were really excited to come up with this, and they didn't realize just the one thing of calling it CTC is too much.
It's too much for me. They just, like, that is the thing that pushed me over the edge.
So today, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the #2 cereal in the United States. And I didn't know this. It's 35 years old, so it's pretty old for cereal.
Do they say what #1 is?
They
No,
don't.
They wouldn't, would
It's
they?
because it's from a competitor.
That's right.
It would be maybe Cheerios? If I had to guess, I would say Cheerios, probably.
Well, if I had to put any effort whatsoever into getting my free box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I wouldn't do it.
Is this too much effort then?
Yeah, if you're telling me I can have a free box, I need you standing outside the door holding a box and handing it to me.
Yeah. Let's see.
Instead, what they're really doing is they're exchanging a great deal of contact information from you, including what will end up probably being your phone number, your email address, and then what else are they doing? Like, you'll end up giving them the location of where you shop, how much certain stores are charging
what else
for
is on
things.
Your receipt?
Like, all of that information you are giving them, and that is worth more than a stupid box of cereal to them.
So your contact and your information is worth $6.50 to them. They don't mind writing that off. So I looked in 2019, Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios was the best-selling cereal.
Yeah, okay.
$481 million in sales just for that year.
They're all right.
Yeah, pretty good. But Cinnamon Toast Crunch, CTC, that's number 2. And you can get a box of it for free.
Wait, do you remember the Channel Surfers? And they had that song, CTC Summertime.
Yeah, it's on our Throwback channel.
It was Cinnamon Toast Crunch Summertime.
The whole time. Trying to see if there's a end date to this. I bet you there is.
September 30th.
September 30th. So
Yeah,
you get it for this month.
You got 27 days to get your free CTC.
The Riot, making coffee seem sweet by comparison. Radio U.
So I was talking to a friend of mine last night who got his first ride in a Tesla, and his response was, "It's amazing."
Oh, does he want one now?
He loved it.
People love or hate him.
They're like, "It's an electric car. It's so cool." And my response is, "I have an electric window. Goes up and down.
On your car, which is just fine."
Wow, look at it. It's also an electric car.
No, some of those, the newer cars, the more fancier cars, they're tempting.
So, Nikki, yesterday, the people at Jeep introduced their first electric-powered hybrid, the 2021 Wrangler 4xe, or is it a 4xe? Is that how you would say that?
Sure.
375 total horsepower, gosh. And it can run on 25 miles on pure electricity.
It looks nice.
It's nice.
So the Jeep will go on sale in the U.S., Europe, and China next year.
Did they give an estimate?
Oh, on the price? You're not supposed to worry about that.
Don't worry about it.
Because it's electric. You don't have to worry.
Dun, 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 dun,
Money.
dun, 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 dun.
It's fine. So they say that Jeep's new electric car models are likely in response to the parent company of Jeep is Fiat Chrysler. They have to meet fuel economy and pollution regulations in a lot of countries.
Okay.
And this would be a response to trying to move towards meeting those regulations at this point.
So they say they didn't give the price, but if you wanted the non-plug-in Jeep, the 2021, it starts at, keep in mind, with no extras. So probably not even a steering wheel.
These Jeeps are expensive.
$31,795.
And that's not even the plug-in one.
No. That's just the
other one.
The real one.
Yeah. So it'll get the equivalent of 50 miles per gallon of gasoline.
It's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Think of all the money you'll save by buying this very expensive Jeep.
I have a Jeep, and I've been looking. I want to look and see what is it the Wagoneer, like the mystery large Jeep that's coming out next year? They've been showing shots of it, and it's been very well kept secret.
Yeah.
But I think it was yesterday or the day before they were showing, they say concept photos of it, but it's so far along, they said that's probably what it'll look like, and it looks nice.
Nikki, you should get a station wagon.
No, it's not. It's not like that.
That's what you should do.
It's like
you should get yourself a really big, like a Caprice.
No, but it's just a
wagon.
really, really big SUV, and it looks nice. It looks really cool.
If anybody says anything, just be like, "Yeah."
Put my dog's in it. No one will question.
Heck yeah.
Got a lot of people in there.
Got plenty of room for my groceries and my dogs.
And my dogs. That's why they're making this thing. So, yeah, otherwise, this is the other Jeep that they were promoting.
You know, I'm a busy mom with a busy lifestyle, but I refuse to drive a minivan, which is why I've moved into the all-new 1978 Caprice Classic station wagon.
That was more for me. So then Justin in Oklahoma said, am I a fan of the Gladiator? And isn't that the Jeep truck?
Okay.
Those are really popular, but I don't see them as much. And people either love them or they make fun of it.
Okay. Do you know how it's been about an hour and I was talking about the 2080 Ti versus the 3080? Yeah. I'm completely serious when I tell you this. What you're saying right now
you don't know?
Means as much to me as that did to a lot of other people.
You're just not into cars?
I'm not. And I made at some point in my life, I made a conscious decision not to get into cars because... well,
the computer stuff was fine.
I could afford it. And even though it was expensive to me, like cars to me are just like, they might as well be flying cars. We might as well be talking about airplanes I'm going to buy. So,
all right. Yeah. So that's a no on the. I think the Gladiator could be fun. I think Eric would like it.
I'm looking at photos of it.
And it's the Jeep truck.
All right, look, not that my opinion counts, but I think it's ugly.
Yeah, it looks better in person.
Sure,
you got to feel it in the moment.
You know what? But here's the thing. What do you care what I think?
Get what you want.
Man, if you've got it and you like it, great.
Thanks, Aaron, for texting. He said, I'll take a Ford Bronco, which those new ones look nice, over a Jeep any day. Jeeps are overrated. Andy says, get a land yacht.
See, that's another thing where people are talking about, like, Jeeps are overrated. Are they?
Just depends on what you want.
You know what? I'll take your word for it. I don't know if they're overrated because to me, they're just another car I'll never have.
This was the worst of the riots, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at radiou.com/donate.